Hello, Zinger Nation. Happy Monday. This is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. My name is Logan Ross, and I am joined today by Benzinga Pro and DeFi developer Brian Moir. How are you today, Brian?
Doing great. Super excited.
Awesome. We are also co-hosted by Liquidation Nation wannabe influencer Ryan McNamara. How's your day going?
It's going well. Thanks, Logan. I think
Glad.
we need to update my name. I'm almost a real Twitter influencer these days. I'm not liquidated in my ByBit. Things are turning around for me.
So what should we call you then?
I don't know, Twitter influencer.
Ryan, come up, McNamara.
All right, well, we'll have to come up with something for next time. To everyone out there, drop a comment if you have any ideas for what we should call Ryan now that he has evacuated his liquidation status. And make sure to follow him on Twitter to help him achieve his goals. We have a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about why crypto is moving. It is back up big time. And we also are talking to the NHL's Zach Boychuk about his very own cryptocurrency token. So you do not want to miss it. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get right into the news. Bitcoin has bounced off of the 50-week SMA, and Ethereum is back over 2K. I am hyped about this. Ryan, do you have any thoughts on where we're going from here, possibly?
I don't have anything definitive to say about this. It's really good to see this move up above the 50-week SMA. I like to see ETH above 2K, but like I've said before, I'm not particularly bullish until we see Bitcoin hold above 42,000. I'll be really bullish if we can see us break above 42,000, then come back down, test that as support, and then keep going. But right now, it's a good start. We're at like 35K for Bitcoin, still above 2K for ETH. It looks good, but I don't think it's there yet to say that we're back into the bull run yet.
Yeah, I'm looking for a hold above this 50-week SMA before I get some more bullish confirmation. But if we do hold it, I think we could see a little bit of a relief rally in the coming weeks. Brian, any thoughts?
Yeah, I remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe last week, I said that we'd see that bounce off of 29K, and I'm surprised it kind of held pretty strong. We dipped below it for maybe a second, but it held right above it and is like stayed at that 32 to 34 range, and it makes me very happy and very optimistic. And ETH, anytime it goes above 2,000 now, I'm very happy, man.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we have seen a bunch of Bitcoin miners move out of China, and they are moving to the US, where the energy is a lot cleaner. So we're looking to see it becomes more, the overall consumption become much more green as it moves outside of China. But we've also seen the total energy consumption drop. Brian or Ryan, do you have any info on this?
I was gonna let Ryan go. I think it's a good thing now that it's we talked about it being more decentralized and not stuck in China. And I think being it more spread out is so much better for the community, for just Bitcoin as a whole. And I think this is a really good thing. We're seeing a little bit of bounce back from all the hash rates even coming back up. It's not quite what it was, but we're definitely seeing a bounce back, which is always good to see.
Yeah, I'm surprised how fast this has happened, right? Because the hash rate on Bitcoin's gone down like 51% since China's cracked down on Bitcoin mining. So that's half the network gone right there. So for whoever's mining Bitcoin out there, they're making probably twice as much as they were maybe a week ago when China was still mining. And now we're seeing all these miners move out to Kazakhstan, the US. A lot of these miners are moving to Texas, which is kind of interesting. I looked up the energy cost in Texas. It's 11 cents per kilowatt, which is about average in the US. That's definitely a big expense when you're mining Bitcoin. So I'd be curious to see how many of these miners that come to the US are using green energy, because I bet it's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Something to keep our eyes on going forward. Also, Ethereum gas fees are at record lows. They haven't been this low probably since the beginning of 2020. So this has caused a lot more people to become active in ETH, especially us. I know Ryan has picked up a couple more Uniswap LP positions. Ryan, can you tell us about that, and how much are they costing right now compared to when you bought them sometimes earlier this year?
Sure. So to preface this, the first Uniswap position I had, it was actually on V2. And when I migrated it over to V3, it cost me like $40 to swap to change it out with my leverage, right? And then It costs another $130, which failed as a transaction because the network was so busy. And then I had to spend like $150, $160 to transfer my liquidity to V3. So like all in all, I spent over $300 on my first V3 position. And I just entered into another one last week, and it cost like $2 to swap between the ETH link pool. So I swapped into some link to get links, since you need like half and half for the position, which only costs a couple dollars. And then to input my liquidity into the protocol, it costs about $25. So I got into the second position under $30. So now is the absolute best time to get into DeFi if you guys aren't already into DeFi. These prices are insanely cheap now. Like even if you only have $500, $1,000 to invest, you can go ahead and go onto Aave or Uniswap and start earning interest with just like a $10, $20, maybe $30 gas fee. So it's definitely a great time to get into DeFi if you're not already.
Yeah, so if you weren't following along with what Ryan was just talking about, he is a liquidity provider on Uniswap. So what he does is he enters in a bunch of ETH and a bunch of Link, and he allows people on the decentralized, the DeFi world, to swap between these currencies. Say someone wants to take some of their ETH, turn into Link, they can do that using the liquidity that Ryan has provided. And they have to pay a small transaction fee to tap into this liquidity pool, and Ryan will earn that fee for providing the liquidity. So how much APY are you earning right now when you're in fee earning range?
So I've been in fee earning range about 80%. It's quite a narrow range. I'm not planning on keeping this range over the long term. But I'm earning over 100% APY on it, which really is a good return. I probably won't actually end up earning 100% because I'd have to keep it in for a year, and it would have to be within the range for like 80, 90% of the time, right? But for the time being, I mean, I'm earning really high interest, maybe like almost 1% a day right now, probably like 0.6% a day, which is good interest, and I plan on keeping it in as long as my funds are in range, and then just seeing where it goes, pulling out the liquidity and editing my range if I need to in the future.
Very cool. So let me just pull up the Uniswap, the pools here, so everyone can see. Okay, so here on info.uniswap.org /pools, where's this Link ETH pool? So your first position was in the UNI ETH pool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now there is $53 million locked inside this smart contract pool. There's $6 million of volume on the past 24 hours. And you can see all of the transactions that have been going in and out of this liquidity pool smart contract. And you can add liquidity right here. So if you have never messed around with Uniswap or gotten into DeFi, just because the gas prices were so high this year while the prices were pumping, now is a great time to check it out, explore. Just like Ryan said, he got into a position for under $30. And when you do become a liquidity provider, you get a token that represents your position. It's actually an NFT, right?
Yeah.
It's an ERC-721, the same thing they use for NFTs. So I think that's pretty cool. A lot of people just think NFTs are for art, but they can tokenize liquidity pool positions, trading strategies, almost anything.
So much more.
Yeah, there's so much more to be discovered and with NFTs in the coming year, coming decade. Who really knows where it's going to end up? So that was cool. So Brian, do you want to talk about what's going on with Binance in the UK?
I do want to say one thing about the Ethereum gas prices and all that stuff before we move on. One thing that's going to be happening in my opinion, one thing that could be happening too is a lot of people are going to move away from these Binance Smart Chain tokens and go full back into the ERC-20 tokens, because the Binance Smart Chain, although it is a fork or a clone of Ethereum, it's still not going through the same upgrades, same protocols and everything like that as Ethereum is. And I think soon we're going to see a big transition over to a lot more of these, instead of these huge charity moonshot BEP20 tokens, we'll see a lot more ERC-20 tokens. And I'm pretty excited about that because there's so much more you can do in the Ethereum ecosystem than you can the Binance Smart Chain. But I just wanted to add that too, because I think we'll see a big boom in that moving forward.
Yeah, if you want to answer this question, Logan.
Yeah. So Ed in the chat wants to know any worries on Uni or DeFi in general will become obsolete, and he clarifies that would be if someone comes out with a fiat exchange solution. So there's fiat exchanges all over the place, but the problem is that they're all centralized. So you can change fiat into crypto on Coinbase, on Binance, on Gemini. But you're trusting in the centralized third party to do this exchange for you. They're the ones providing the liquidity. Whereas on Uniswap, it's decentralized. It's anonymous actors on the blockchain providing the liquidity. So this reminds me of a blog post that Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, made a couple of weeks ago. He suggested to Uniswap that they should become a decentralized price oracle for fiat currencies. So an oracle is basically something that incorporates real-world data into the blockchain ecosystem, and it has to be decentralized. Otherwise, you're just trusting another centralized third party for the price, for the exchange rate, which defeats the whole purpose of having the decentralized exchange. Vitalik suggested that Uniswap becomes the decentralized oracle for the exchange rate to fiat currencies. And I think this is something they could totally do in the future. If you're interested about decentralized oracle networks, you can check out Chainlink. That's the biggest one right now. But if Uniswap does this, which it would make sense for them to do, then they could have a decentralized fiat exchange into crypto, which I think would just bolster the ecosystem even further. I really don't have any worries that DeFi will become obsolete. I think DeFi is like the bleeding edge of financial technology right now. So if it were to become obsolete, we would need, something really crazy to happen that I don't see happening this generation.
Ryan, you want to add another solution? If it does, if something were to happen, someone will find another solution and it will take its place, just like anything else in this space. It's so open source, it's so community driven, and there's everyone helping other people that I don't think that anyone who's into this is going to let something like that die. And so I think they'll easily find a new solution and quickly if needed. But I agree with what you're saying. I think it'd be cool if Uni was a price oracle and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this takes care of the problem. In New York, it's really hard to get into crypto because they have really heavy regulations. But if it's decentralized, then New York can't do anything about it. So, that's a really important aspect of that. Like highlights the whole point of decentralization, I think.
Yeah, and something else that's great about Uniswap is anyone can go in and upload a liquidity pool with any Ethereum token, right? So you can trade Ethereum for USDT if you want, but if you don't like USDT because you think like the way they reserve the US dollar and keep the asset pegged to a dollar is sus, then you can use USDC or some other stable coin that's also on the exchange. So like you're not forced to just use one stable coin that might not actually always be pegged to the dollar, which is a really cool feature of Uniswap and decentralized exchanges in general.
Most definitely. Okay, that's the market update. That's what we got for you. If you enjoyed that, if you got some value out of it, let us know by smashing the like button and also drop a comment with what crypto or DeFi project you're most excited about or want to learn about right now, and we will look into that going forward. What's up, Ryan?
Do we have the link to the Benzinga crypto channel in the description as well?
I was just about to say that. So the first link in the description is the brand spanking new Benzinga crypto YouTube channel. We're going to be giving away Moon or Bust merch to the first, every 100 followers up to the first 1,000. So there's like 350 right now. So we still have 3 shirts to give away. We've had some problems getting a list of the subscribers. We can only see the subscribers that actively share their subscription. And so despite us having 350, we can only see like 100 people. And we want everyone to have a chance to get the shirt. So we're going to try to figure out a different way. Maybe just end up giving them to the chat. But we'll figure it out. So make sure you subscribe to that crypto channel. Go do that right now. We'll give you a couple of seconds. And that's going to be where all of the crypto exclusive or crypto clips end up. So if you missed a show or you want to go back and see a segment from the previous shows, that is the place to do it. And it is a smaller amount of videos than the Benzinga Clips channel, so you won't get your feed overwhelmed. Okay. Now that you've subscribed, thank you. Welcome back. We are gonna get on with the interview. Okay, so Zach Boychuk is our guest today. He went 14th overall in the 2008 NHL draft. He was picked up by the Carolina Hurricanes, where he made his NHL debut the same year. He also played for the Penguins and the Predators. He's now in the German Ice Hockey League for Berlin's professional team. He recently joined the crypto space and started his own cryptocurrency project called Zach Inu. Zach, welcome to Moon or Bust. We are thrilled to have you on today. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, the pleasure is all ours. So, Zach, for those who haven't heard of you before, could you tell us a little bit about your background, your professional hockey journey, and how you eventually found your way into the crypto space?
Yeah, basically, there's baby Dogecoin coming in. One of my first coins that I got into, and it just blew up. But anyways, I'm from Canada. Basically started playing hockey when I was 2 years old, and it was all I really wanted to do. And then, getting drafted first round and getting to play in the NHL was pretty cool. Now I'm going on to my 13th year pro, and just still have a big passion for it and want to play as long as I can. So, and now that I'm into the crypto space, I guess I've made a little bit of money over my career. So I've tried to invest it. I've put some money into my parents' hotels, and also have a financial advisor who told me to stay away from crypto. So I stayed away as long as I could. And then my dad ended up sending me some Bitcoin, and I kind of got interested in kind of seeing a lot of people talk about it on social media, especially. And there was a few coins that were circulating around. I had some Bitcoin at that point, so I was like, hey, maybe I'll exchange some fiat and buy some of these meme coins or some of these little crazy coins. And once I started doing that, I was kind of addicted. So I've been doing that for about 3 weeks now.
That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's how most people get into the crypto space. They buy Bitcoin and then they get attracted to all these other cryptocurrencies, and then they go down the rabbit hole. So I'm sure your story is pretty similar to ours.
Gateway drug
out here. So looking into your coin, Zach Inu, what is the purpose of Zach Inu? And also, do you plan on helping other athletes launch their own tokens in the future if they so desire? Because as far as I know, you're the first athlete to do this, which is pretty cool and groundbreaking.
Yeah, like I think there's a few guys that have come out with their own NFTs and kind of made it more of a not quite like a meme project or like a whatever you want to call it. So for me, it's more of like a meme project, a project. It's I do want to come out with NFTs, but I also have a few different plans, trying to get other people to get into this space, because that's how I got into it. It was through the meme coins, and I think I was kind of lucky. I was tweeting about it a lot. Had a lot of other influencers talking to me about it, and I think at one point, I had like 10 influencers. We were all working together and promoting other coins, and then a developer contacted me and said, "Hey, maybe you should promote, or maybe you should come up with a coin." And I said, "Well, I've only been doing this for 3 weeks. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing." And I think I ended up just saying yes, like not thinking that it would really go anywhere. And they created a website, like did the Twitter, did the whole Telegram thing. It really blew up the first day, like went up to almost 1.5 million market cap and was trending on Dex tools. And it was just kind of a crazy day. And yeah, I definitely saw the power in all the influencers on Twitter and just creating a coin. Everybody wanted to get in on it.
That's awesome. And I like how you do straight up say, it is a meme coin. It's fun. It's a speculative investment. You may make money, you may not, it's really hard to tell. There's definitely a lot of projects out there who under-deliver on huge promises, say they're the next huge cryptocurrency to overtake Bitcoin or Dogecoin or Ethereum. So, I find those misleading because typically they aren't. But meme coins are meme coins. They're fun to use. They're cool to invest in. People throw 10, 20 bucks, and hopefully, if it moons, it could be a decent portion of their investment portfolio.
Yeah, I like that you're leaning into it. That's really good to see.
So, are any of your current or previous teammates into crypto? Like, do you talk to any of them that you play with now, or have any old ones like reached out to you now that you have your own token?
Yeah, I mean, I remember a lot of my teammates, they were talking about it in like 2017. They were cruising around. When we'd be on the road, they'd be going around trying to find these Bitcoin ATMs and doing all this stuff. And I just had no idea what they were doing. I'd talked to my financial advisor about it, and they said, like, I'd put a little bit of money into it, but for the most part, like, stay away. And now it seems like every locker room that I'm in, there's at least 5 to 6 guys that are consistently checking in every day and talking about it. And I think it definitely started with stocks for a lot of the hockey players, and then once it kind of moved over into crypto, and now the meme coins and stuff, it's pretty cool to have everybody be so interested in it.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's how it started with me. It started with stock market, and then the stock market went down a while ago, and then got into crypto and made it all back. And then I haven't really looked back to stocks every now and again, but yeah, it's usually how it goes.
So do you see crypto becoming more widely used in the professional sports industry? And if you had to take a guess, what crypto looks like in sports in 20 years, what might that look like?
Well, it sounds like a lot of the NFL players are really into it, and they're already asking to be paid in crypto. So I haven't seen any hockey players do that yet, and you don't really see too many hockey players tweeting about it either. So I'm hoping that it kind of spreads around a little bit and everybody gets more interested. But as for the future, I think a lot of people are especially after the pandemic, it's kind of everybody wants to go decentralized, and maybe it's a bit of a dream right now. Everybody thinks like, oh, if we all can get into crypto, we can all control ourselves, and if that's the future, I definitely like that. But for as of right now, obviously the meme coins are fun, but there's a lot of danger in there. So for me, I try on every one of my posts, I try and put not financial advice, and do your own research, and you don't want to lose more than what you got. And I think if they can clean that up a little bit and make it a little more safe, I think there's really a future there.
For sure. So Zach, I heard you did own some Bitcoin. Have you ever owned any Ethereum? I'm assuming you have, considering your token is on Ethereum, but have you invested in Ethereum at all?
I'm big on Ethereum. I've got actually a lot
Nice.
more Ethereum than I do Bitcoin. So I don't know if I got to even that out.
Logan and I are very ETH heavy too. So I definitely am on the side of Ethereum here. But that leads into my next question. So if you had to choose between Bitcoin and Ethereum for the long term, which would you choose?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Honestly, like I don't even know. I've been in crypto for 3 weeks, and I'm just basically trying to learn everything that I can. But a lot of people say that Ethereum is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. I think it's a lot faster transactions, and the fees are a little bit high right now, but hopefully that changes as time goes on.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair answer. People like Bitcoin because it's kind of set in stone, right? Like you don't really upgrade it. There are upgrades, but they come very slowly, and they're usually just small upgrades, right? And then there's Ethereum, which is, I guess, more fluid, right? It can be upgraded more. There's more programs that can be built on it. It's basically like it can control the entire DeFi industry in that sense, with all the money locked into smart contracts on Ethereum. There's definitely a lot of potential there, and I do see Ethereum becoming bigger than Bitcoin sometime in the future, whether that be 2 years from now, 5 years, or 10 years, but I definitely can see that happening.
Yeah, definitely. So is there anything that attracts you to like the crypto and blockchain space other than like the investment aspect of it? So you talked a little bit about how you like decentralization. Could you maybe explain that a little more? If there's anything else that interests you, talk about that.
Yeah, no, I just like the fact that most of these coins, especially the big ones, you can't really change the supply. With the fiat, you can print paper, you can print money, and everything's worth less in 10, 20 years. So if we can all kind of stick to a couple different coins, and it's legalized everywhere. It's obviously started in El Salvador, one of the countries there that's legalizing it, and hopefully more countries follow suit. And I think basically right now it's just all the banks are trying to figure out what's going on. They're probably creating their own exchanges and trying to get in a little piece of the pie. So it's everybody just trying to get in before it really gets regulated.
So you mentioned you chatted with some developers before you made the coin, and they mentioned to you, you know, hey, you should make your own coin. And you kind of just went along for the ride. But besides for that, was there anything that really made you decide to create your own cryptocurrency?
I had seen like a couple other influencers do it, and it definitely was something that I've been thinking about, even though I was only in it for about 3 weeks. But I think it was kind of a little bit of a right place, right time. The developers made a great website. You know, they were really good. They have obviously been doing this for a long time, and I think they had a kind of a big group as a team that had made a few other coins, so that gave me a little bit more support for them, and thought, you know, maybe this could really take off if I can get some other people talking about it. And yeah, so now it's just trying to go through all the roadmaps and trying to figure out what the next step is. And you can definitely tell with these coins, a lot of people will, you know, sell right away, or they won't hold on, and then so you gotta build your coin back up and do, you know, little things like getting on, you know, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap and all these websites. So that's kind of like the plan right now. And then the NFT stuff, some charity work, and you know, eventually we definitely like to do some prizes, maybe team up with some hockey players and other athletes where we can have NFTs in there, or we can you know, give away some signed items for holders and stuff like that. So we got a few plans. We're just trying to figure it all out.
That's awesome. So of course your token's on Ethereum. Did you ever think about putting it on the Binance Smart Chain over Ethereum network, or was it always just going to be an ERC20, or was there ever really a question about that?
Yeah, it seemed like most of the coins that I was dealing with were mostly in the Ethereum chain, but there's definitely talk about, you know, we talked about maybe going the BSC route, and then I think just kind of last minute we just decided to go full on Ethereum. And I think eventually, like, a lot of the coins are starting in Ethereum, and then they'll also launch in BSC, so that's something to think about as well.
Yeah, there's a lot, because there's a lot of tokens that do the Binance Smart Chain, and then they get kind of stuck because there's not as much stuff you can do on the Binance Smart Chain as there is with the Ethereum. I mean, you can do a lot of similar stuff, NFTs and all that, but you kind of limit yourself, in my opinion. And being on Ethereum and having the ERC20, you have a much larger ecosystem. You don't have to worry about, you know, making your coin or your token to be able to list on places like Coinbase or other centralized exchanges. So I always think that that's a pretty smart route to go if you want some long-term viability for your project. So I think that was the best way to go too.
Makes sense for sure.
Yeah, so if you have a friend, a family, a teammate that comes up to you and says, hey, I see you have this Zach Inu thing. What is this? They know nothing about cryptocurrency. How do you explain it to them, and how do you tell them about your project and what it is?
Yeah, for some people it's hard for them to, you know, wrap their head around it. I remember trying to explain to my grandparents, who actually just put a big amount into Bitcoin and are full-on believers in the crypto. So I had kind of tried to explain to them what my coin is like, and you know, for them to have to download, you know, a wallet and then get Ethereum and then transfer it over on Uniswap and like go through all those things, like it's tough for a 87-year-old person to do it. But you know, if you're under, you know, 40, it's you know, a couple steps. I've gotten my sisters to do it, my parents, and everybody's got a little bit of my coin, and now yeah, just trying to explain the crazy world of crypto is not easy sometimes.
Most definitely. Yeah, no, we spend a lot of time thinking about how to explain it properly, and we're getting better at it each day. So if you have a long-term vision for the coin, is it to progress as like a fan token, like a loyalty token? I know you mentioned maybe some autographed items. Is that your vision for it long term, or are you going to try to get deeper into the finance side? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think it'll mostly be like a fan token. Obviously, I've been talking a lot about crypto on Twitter, and trying to get a lot of people to join my community that way. And I think there's a few other guys. I don't know if you guys know all the influencers, but some of these influencers are getting over 1,000 followers a day just tweeting about some of these coins. So if I can grow my community that way, I'm definitely growing my crypto community already. And hopefully there's some hockey fans out there that want some NFTs and want some cool experiences and help to give to charity.
Totally. I love it. Hey, do you guys have any other questions? That's all from me.
Yeah.
Let's see if the chat has any questions for him.
Yeah. So I was going to say.
Open up the chat.
Yeah, guys, drop some questions for Zach if you have any. Want to know about it? You can check out the website. Where can they find the website for Zach Inu?
Yeah, it's just zachinu.com, ZACHINU, and you can check out my Twitter. It's Zach Boychuk Inu, or a lot of it's on my Twitter, Zach Boychuk. So
awesome, and we have the Twitter linked in the description below, so you can find everything through there.
Perfect.
Awesome. All right. I'm not seeing any questions coming in quite yet.
Do you have any projects that you're super excited for? I mean, besides your token, but maybe someone you've worked with previously or want to work with, or think of any ideas on to collaborate outside of your token and what you guys are doing there?
Yeah, there's a few that are pretty good. One's another influencer that I work with a lot and promoting other coins and stuff, and that's Chloe Coin. So she's a model and an influencer on Instagram and stuff. So we actually, when she dropped her coin, it was a day after I dropped mine, and there was 50 of my top holders got airdropped some of her tokens. So that was kind of cool. And so we're just kind of growing that together. And then I'm big on this baby Doge. It's kind of one that's really been growing. I got in it early. I think I put $1,000 into it, and now I think I'm over like 60x. So it's nice to have something like that happen in your first couple weeks. And there's obviously a lot of other coins that have done well, but you just never really know which ones are really going to take off.
True.
So Zach, did you tell your financial advisor you made 6,000% on baby Doge in the matter of months?
I haven't mentioned that yet, but I probably my tax guy is going to have a lot of work to do this year.
He'd probably still not even be happy with you.
Yeah, probably not.
So we have a question from JT, not crypto related, but who do you want to win the Stanley Cup?
Oh, there you go. Got to be Montreal now. There's only two teams left, Montreal and Tampa Bay, and got to see a Canadian team. I don't think a Canadian team's won in like almost 30 years, so it'd be cool to see the Habs win it.
Yeah, it's about time.
Would be good. The city will probably go nuts there if they win it.
The Preds aren't in it this year, so I haven't been paying attention. So
yeah, they ran into Carolina in the first round. They've always been a good team though. The Preds almost won it a few years ago.
Agreed. I was in Chicago on game 5 or 4 of that year, 2014, I think. Anyway,
that would have been cool.
So Zach, are you in Berlin right now?
I'm actually in Calgary in Canada. So I have about 3 months of off season right now. It was a good time to get into crypto. So when I get back to hockey, it'll probably be back to a normal sleeping schedule and not looking at charts all morning and all night.
definitely. Yeah, it's probably
Crypto definitely never sleeps, it seems like.
No, it keeps going, and it'll keep you up, and it'll keep you glued to your phone and glued to the wherever. Yes, agreed. It takes over your life for a little bit.
That's why I decided to get liquidated. I just got bored of looking at the charts. It was too much for me.
That's why I stopped doing futures.
Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alrighty, that is I think that's all we have for today. Zach, thank you so much for coming on. I had a pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'm excited to see what comes next for Zach Inu and your personal adventure in crypto. So make sure you go check out his Twitter. Second link in the description below, right below the Benzinga Crypto YouTube channel. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on once again.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll definitely tune into you guys' show again and try and learn some more from you guys.
Yeah,
hey, we appreciate you.
And we'll have you on in maybe a month or two after the token takes off even more. Ooh.
One question on the way out: who is the most feared hockey player to fight?
Oh, I'd have to go with Zdeno Chara from. Well, he was in Boston. Now he's in Washington, but he's like 6'9" and always a tough guy to play against. So
a goon.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
All right, Zach. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Thank you. See ya.
Awesome. We hope you enjoyed that interview. Once again, that was Zach from Zach Inu Coin. He was in the NHL and now he has his own cryptocurrency project. It's exciting to see the crypto world expand and cross over into all these new worlds. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button and drop some tickers in the chat. It is now time for the Moon or Bust segment, where we pull up your cryptocurrency coins, your projects. We look at them on CoinMarketCap and we give them a moon or a bust rating. We've been running out of time. We haven't been able to do this segment, so we have a lot to catch up on. So get those going in the chat right now while we roll the intro. Alrighty, so first up, Ed wants to talk about Nexo. Let me pull it up here. Do you guys have anything on Nexo?
Nexo? Yeah, that they have their own. Oh, I'm thinking Nexus. No, that's Nexio. Don't they have their own blockchain as well?
Let's see here. Nexo is a blockchain-based lending platform that offers users instant cryptocurrency-backed loans.
Oh, they're like the bank. Yeah, okay, I know who they are now. Yeah, I don't really know too much about. It's kind of like one of those lending platforms, like not Blockfolio, but
Celsius, I think, is similar.
Yeah, and
Base is pretty similar, I think.
Like a centralized version of it.
Gotcha.
So they use a blockchain. Are they centralized or decentralized? Because
Nexio is a centralized, I'm pretty sure, because they have like they're like a bank. That's what they classify themselves as. I'm pretty sure. I could be confusing them with this other one. Yeah. They're like I think they have a credit card too.
So they're like BlockFi then.
BlockFi, yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
Gotcha.
All right, so like BlockFi, probably a little bit more technical since they have their own blockchain token. Do you know what the token's used for, Brian or Logan?
It gives them benefits. It's not. They don't have their own blockchain. They're just a blockchain company. I was thinking of Neo.
Okay.
But it's just what you use to get. It says grants users benefits for discounts on interest accumulated on loans. So you can also receive your interest payments, like whatever you lend out in Nexio. So it's kind of their, I guess their currency. Yeah. Yeah.
Almost like a loyalty token in that sense. You get rewards. You stake it, you get rewards, kind of like crypto.com.
Yeah.
So I'd say this is a satellite. I mean, I think this is something that will follow the market. As the market goes up or down, like loans on the blockchain will probably do the same thing. They'll get more business if the crypto industry is doing well. And I'm particularly bullish on the cryptocurrency industry over the next 12 months, so I'll give it a moon.
Yeah, I agree, because the one thing I think you'll start seeing a lot more of is companies doing their loans in crypto as well, because the loans can actually gain a lot more return, against the money you take if crypto is doing really, really well and in a bull run and everything like that. So you get potentially a lot more money for, $100,000 of X. You could be $500,000, but you only have to pay back, however much.
So, looks like you put crypto in and get fiat out in the form of credit. So it's like a centralized lending platform. I know we talked about with David's son last Wednesday that a lot of people are going to start really balancing how much they want centralization versus decentralization and the benefits that some level of centralization can afford. So Nexo will probably find its space in the market going forward. I will give this one a moon.
Yeah, I think we all agree. Clout's a
all
good
right.
one.
Clout,
we always pump all the decentralized ways to get loans and to do these things. But I mean, like Logan said, these tokens have a place. I mean, it's definitely hard. Like Zach said, like it's hard to get into DeFi. You need to download MetaMask. You need to know how to use Uniswap. You need to do a ton of different things. Like BlockFi and Nexo, it's relatively easy. You just deposit your cryptocurrency and you can get loans.
Yeah, and Voyager is similar too, because they now have, I think, up to 12. It was 6%, but now up to 12% APY on their crypto, just holding it. You don't even have to stake it. And I think for a centralized platform, I know one of my good buddies, he's really, really into Voyager, but it being a centralized platform, that's a pretty good return. You're not getting that 144 or 500% APY, but your money's your crypto is a lot more safer. And so, yeah, I get it. This whole thing, I know Scott, one of our producers, is really into BitClout, and there's a lot of history behind this company. But it's doing pretty well.
So what they do is they create coins for these influencers like Elon, Chamath, Mr. Beast. They put them up on their website and they offer people the chance to buy them. So their token ends up gaining some value. And then they go to the influencer, hey, look, Elon, your coin is worth $114 on our platform, and we'll give you this much of it if you decide to join the platform. So as you can see, Chamath has done so. And these others, we're still waiting on them to join. So it's a good marketing strategy. It's a smart idea, but I don't know if there's a reason for social media to be on the blockchain, in my opinion.
Which is another form of decentralization. Just kind of give it just kind of take it away from things like Facebook, where they control everything.
For the anti-censorship purposes, that makes sense.
Privacy as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's a lot of controversy with them too for a while, because they had a lot of high staked investors, and then they didn't quite produce the results, or just a long story short, they didn't really get what they thought they were going to get out of investing in BitClout. But somehow these guys have turned it around, and after like 2 or 3 years of nothing, almost going down in flames, they brought it back. And it's kind of still kicking now. And there's a lot of stuff behind BitClout, as in the people they get. And they were saying there's faking celebrities, but now they just did a full 180 and brought even more investors in and totally rearranged and redid their whole just shape, which is pretty dang cool, I think. Come from the bottom and come back up.
Yeah, I mean, I could see some people getting into this in the future. I can give it a satellite, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say it's a moon, because it's coming back from what it was and coming back to now what it is. And there's a lot more clout in it, actually. And like how Ed says, how do they value the person? That's the thing. That's the question, because I think there was a lot of inflation for the price of the coin of a creator, and there's a lot of like, you can put in 8, but there's really 800, and there's a lot of manipulation there. But I think they've reestablished that and made it a lot safer and a lot more transparent.
Brian, you mentioned manipulation. If you go back to BitClout's website and you look at how much Ariana Grande's token is worth.
Yeah. I think that's the one I was even thinking of.
42.69. Interesting. There might be some manipulation there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So it's not up to the market to determine how much each coin is worth?
Well, they probably set a price. Oh, go ahead. You can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, Brian. You can go ahead.
From how I understand it, they set a price, and they the coin grows because they have to give it some sort of liquidity, and they have to give it that price to make it. So they started off with just an arbitrary number that they decide, and then it kind of goes. That's how they used to do it. I don't know exactly how it's done now. So I don't want to speak and say that, this is for sure how they do it, but that was the whole controversy for a little bit. A lot of inflation and a lot of kind of choosing their own number. But I think they kind of do it a lot more fair now, and there's actually an equation to do it.
Gotcha. And there was a comment earlier asking for a discount code on the Moon or Bust merch. I didn't have one, but apparently now we do. One has been made. I will be using this personally, but put in MOB25 and you can get 25% off on the brand new Moon or Bust merch. So we got a Decentralized Everything tee, a Layer 2 Enthusiast tee, the HODL Mob tee, and just a classic logo with Benzinga underneath it. And then these ones have this Moon logo with the rocket ship on the back here. As you can see, they come in 3 colors. You can use crypto on PayPal to buy these. So if you got some extra crypto laying around, you might want to think about getting one of these for 25% off. Alrighty. Oh, also, Brian, you want to tell us about the Telegram chat?
Oh yeah, we've created a Telegram, and I will go ahead and we'll post that in the YouTube chat right now, or everybody chat. But you guys can join. We'll be doing, all 3 of us will be in it. We can do, we'll be doing AMAs, giveaways, and all this stuff, just some extra Moon or Bust stuff, because we can kind of be on there. We don't have to have set times, so you can kind of catch at least one of us on there at any time. And we'll be announcing a lot more stuff on the Moon or Bust token there as well, which we'll get into more of that later, but that is just my little teaser and hint. But join the Telegram and it'll be fun. You'll get a lot more out of this stuff, a lot more education, just to be a good time.
Yeah, definitely make sure to check that out. And then I also dropped the link to that shirt on the Benzinga swag website. So check that out as well. Let's see. Chris just dropped a link.
Oh, that's for the BitClout. That will explain everything we were talking about, and it's probably a lot more correct than how I explained, because I was just going off the top of my head from what I remember. But it's a very interesting story, and it's worth the read.
Hell yeah! And Ed just picked up a Moon or Bust shirt. That is the homie right there. Thank you, man. Thank you. We're trying to get them ourselves so we can wear them on air, but we haven't we haven't made that happen yet, and we got to do that later, Ryan. Yeah. So let's see. Should we get on to Baby Shiba?
Baby Doge?
Yeah, that's what I meant. That too.
Yeah, Baby Shiba is a shitcoin. Let's not talk about that.
After we do that one, we can. Ed brings up another. Ed's on top of it today. Ed brings up another good point. Are there any coins with real world solutions? And we can. There's plenty of them, and we can get into that. We can do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let me throw the screen share back on. Okay, so this is Baby Doge. You guys want to take this?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like another token on Binance Smart Chain. It's got Doge in the name, doggy theme, very, very cool, much wow. Went up to 0.0000002 cents. So, once it hits $1, we'll all be billionaires. Overall, it's down 17% against Bitcoin, 24% against ETH. It's hard to tell what the circulating supply is, I guess, but it's sufficient volume.
20 trillion?
Yeah. So perfect amount of tokens minted, 420 trillion. Not too much, not too little.
Right in the sweet spot.
You want to see if there's anything special about it? Is there there's a website there, Logan. You want to see if it's a frictionless yield farming protocol with NFT marketplace?
The old
I bet it is.
RFI, huh?
Let's see. Look for that word frictionless. I bet it's on here. Hyper deflationary. Oh, we got another one. Check that off the list. 12% slippage. Nice. Pyramid scheme alert. Now that's not to say that you can't make money on this, but if you do, it's because you got lucky, not because this is a good investment. Probably the ones who got in earliest have the biggest wallets will earn the most of the slippage, and so they will accumulate more than all the people at the bottom, and the rich get richer. That's not new, not novel. All the shit coins do it.
I'll say their chart looks a lot better than most of the poop coins that we follow. I'll definitely give it that. It's got some, it's steady and doesn't have that typical rocket shit up, rocket ship down. It has that kind of slow burn. And
But I have seen this one more in the media too than some of these other shit coins. Like I've seen articles about Baby Doge being like the cute version of Dogecoin, right? So it's definitely getting attention because of that name.
Yeah, and if Shiba can be where it's at, I don't see any reason why this one can't. Because like we've said multiple times, it's all about the team, it's all about their marketing, and it's all about how they present themselves. Doesn't really matter about the token itself.
Right.
Yeah, seems like it could be the caboose of the doggy coin train. Honestly, I hope it is because I'm really tired of talking about them. Okay, so let's move on. This one's I can't. It's a bust. I can't say anything good about it.
I'll give it a satellite because the chart looks. It's a pretty steady, and it's got that good media presence, and you have a lot of big name people on it. So I'd have to I wouldn't say it's gonna fail anytime soon yet. Say it's good.
For the sake of Zach's portfolio, I'm gonna say this is a moon. He got in early. He did well. That's the lure of all these coins, right? You get in early, and hopefully you can make a ton of money. And then, once you have a good base, if you're holding it, you'll make some passive income from it because you got a bunch of tokens that are earning more tokens over time.
Yeah. The one thing about that, though, once the tokens are on centralized exchanges, they turn off the fees and the rewards and stuff. So you'd have to stake it in order to get that to turn it back on. So that's something to keep in mind, like with Shiba and all those others.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense that you wouldn't be able to earn the tokens if it's on exchange, right? Because you don't actually have custody of your cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
But it seems like there would be a way to do it, I guess, if you just kept it in your MetaMask, right?
Yeah, as long as you didn't buy it from an exchange. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
You whitelist the exchange address that holds all the tokens that you give them to sell. So that's what turns off all those fees. Very interesting.
Good to know. Okay, that's it for Baby Doge then. What do you guys? I'm seeing New Cipher. I'm seeing Scale. We've talked about Scale in the past, but it's been a while. Any picks?
I want to talk about ICP a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do a deep dive on ICP in the next episode. ICP came on the scene earlier this year. It's made by the DFinity Foundation, which has been apparently working on this for over 6 years. They have over 200 members, and a lot of the pre-sale happened at what, like $2, Ryan? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think the pre-sale was around $2.50, and then there was a seed round before that, which was under $1. So a lot of people have been talking about these early investors, these accredited investors who got in under $1 on ICP, or who got into the seed round or the pre-sale, who got in at like $2, $1, are now dumping their tokens, right? And you can see all these on-chain analytics. There was a wallet with 2.5 million ICP that was split up into 10 different wallets that had 250,000 ICP each. So there's a lot of FUD going around about Internet Computer. But I think that the technology is there. It's definitely interesting. They have been developing this a long time. It seems like they thought outside of the box for this. They're not like any other proof of work blockchain or proof of stake blockchain. They're much different, and I mean they have larger goals than a lot of these other cryptocurrencies. And although it has crashed a lot, I mean, it's still the 20th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. So by no means has this bust. I mean, it's busted in terms of percentage, right? But it's still a very prominent blockchain, a very big project out here. And like we've said, I mean, it's the first market cycle for internet computers. So you should expect more volatility than other cryptocurrencies that have been around, right? So
and also with so many people working on this for so long, it's no surprise that they wanted to finally make a little bit of money off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd have to secure some funds, right? They're working on this. They're raising some funds for development through pre-sale and through their seed fund raising. But like once you see that token go up to $300, I mean, as a business, I would think with 200 people working for you, you would sell off some of those tokens to be able to have the funds to keep this project going in the future.
Yeah, agreed. We were very, very bullish whenever it when we first talked about this, when we first brought it on, Moon or Bust. And I'm pretty sure we all still are very bullish on the outlook of what they're actually going to do, because they have a large team. They have in my opinion, one of the coolest actual ideas and products in the blockchain space since Bitcoin or Ethereum. They have a lot of stuff that's going on that can really change the entire world and how we interact with the internet. So if they actually, do what they say they're going to do and everything comes to fruition, it's going to be very, very cool. And even if you got in now or got in at $300 or $600, I don't think it's really going to matter down the line. So I'm still really excited about this. Just a little slower burn. It's only been out a couple months. So yeah, is a big drop, but you'll have that. It's crypto.
Yeah, volatility is the price you pay for these type of gains. If you're in crypto, I'm sure you already realize that, but I have been accumulating ICP at these levels just a little bit. The FUD's kind of freaking me out a little bit, so that's why I think we should do like a deep dive coming up. But like it's still the 20th biggest coin. It really came out of nowhere. When it listed, it went to like the top 10 almost right away. So there's clearly a lot of money and a lot of people interested in this and investing in it. I think Andreessen Horowitz is in it. Yeah, so we'll keep you updated going forward on the future of ICP. Let's see here. You guys want to? I mean, should we give it a rating now, or?
I mean, it's one of those. I mean, it's definitely a Moon from me in long term, and if they actually do what they say they're going to do, which I think they are. It's definitely a Moon. I think this is going to be really, really cool. And 1 year from now, we'll be hearing a lot about this too.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm Moon as well. I really hope it grows. It seems like it's very promising, and I mean, it's very new, so we got to expect this volatility.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. We have run over. So if we didn't get to your coin, you can drop it in the Telegram or you can DM it to one of us on Twitter, and we will share our thoughts with you as soon as possible. We are here to help, so use this as a resource for that. Our Twitters are on the screen right now. You can see them by our names. Yeah, this is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. My name is Logan Ross, co-hosted by Brian Moore and Ryan McNamara. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate you. We love you, Zinger Nation, and we will see you on Wednesday.